Hey guys, Tyler here. More recently, Michael Knowles had done a speech at a Turning Point USA event, and so without further hesitation, let's react to the original video.
So we have a lot of new people, don't we? We have a lot of new people who have moved over to the right, which is terrific. I welcome them and their support, and especially their votes. I think that's all great. But while this shift in the electorate is mostly a happy development, it does entail some risk. There is always a risk when a political party becomes a big tent. The risk is that newcomers will change us more than we change them, that we'll lose our identity. There is a risk that the party's beliefs and goals will become confused. So I think it's important to clear some things up as this new American majority coalition begins to move forward together. Clarity is charity, as a friend of mine tells me. So what do we believe? First and foremost, we believe in God.
When Michael Knowles was talking about how it should be a requirement for people to join the Republican Party and to believe in God, basically I'm pretty sure he's referring to the Christian God, because according to the data, it shows that at least 60% of the American population are actually Christian in comparison to, I guess, maybe 30% of the non-religious population. And when I saw that video for the first time, I thought that it was actually a very bad PR move for that particular case, because that event was actually directly sponsored not only by Turning Point USA, it was also directly sponsored by the Republican parties to have speakers like him and Charlie Kirk at their front stage. One major question that most people have is, why is it that the non-religious population don't necessarily vote Republican? Now, according to the data that was done directly by the Pew Research Center, it shows that at least 38% of all Protestants vote in favor of Democrats, while 59% vote in favor of Republicans. When it comes down to Catholics, about 44% vote in favor of Democrats, while 52% vote in favor of Republicans. When it comes down to the Mormons, about 23% vote in favor of Democrats, while 75% vote in favor of Republicans. When it comes down to the Jewish and Muslim population, roughly around 69 to about 66% vote in favor of Democrats versus the 29 and the 30 in comparison for the Republicans. Now, for the unaffiliated people like me, about 77% vote in favor of Democrats, while only 27% vote in favor of Republican. Throughout history, time and time has demonstrated that one thing that unites all people, irregardless of religious background, irregardless of minority status, and irregardless of sex, are common goals that everybody agree that they need to actually occur within society itself. And so what exactly are some sort of core values that unite all people to actually join the Republican Party? The first thing that unites all Republicans together is the idea that they often advocate for smaller government with reduced intervention in economic and personal life, emphasizing on individual liberty and responsibility. The second idea that unites most Republicans together is this idea of fiscal conservatism, that is to say, the strong focus on fiscal responsibility, advocating for lower taxes, reduced government spending, and balanced budgets. Another issue that unites all Republicans together is that they value social structures such as the nuclear family, as well as religious freedom. The last two examples are an emphasis on strict law enforcement, the support for police, and a punitive, rather inhabitable approach to crime reflects a belief in maintaining social order. as well as constitutionalism. Whether or not the Republican Party actually did in fact live up to those values is a whole entire separate video and argumentation on whether or not they actually are in fact hypocrites. But the reality is that throughout all of history, movements need common grounds to actually create a cause and attract as many people as possible for those particular causes. And so when Michael Knowles said directly in the video,
first and foremost, we believe in God.
can you not necessarily imagine how many millions of potential voters who were probably interested in the Republican Party decided not to vote for them because of that particular reasons? That right there is a disaster, because for a political movement to actually succeed, you need as many people as possible behind your movement, and that is including the non-religious population. Again, this is data that comes directly from the Pew Research Center. It shows that by 2070, about 46% of the American population will be Christian and 41% will be religiously unaffiliated. To end off this video, I will finally say that it's not necessarily a wise idea to alienate a good portion of the American population, because in the end, probably in the near future, that kind of strategy is going to cause millions upon millions of votes. And you cannot afford to lose millions upon millions of votes when it comes down to election season. And as I stated before, the non-religious population is going to rise by 40% of the American population. You need to have as many votes as possible to appeal to people that might share the exact same common values like you do. But what do you guys think? Tell me in the comment section down below. And as always, I'll see you guys next video.